Welcome to a BEM 2020 Cultural Audit for Amazon by Chris King, Emily Habib, Elsa Mitchell, Sarah Jupe, Jeremy Garr, and Lucas Island. Amazon was founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos and has since become the world's most valuable company, worth $1.7 trillion. However, being the world's most valuable company, it has always been questioned as to whether or not Amazon is run culturally or not. We will break down Amazon's culture into Shine's three levels: artifacts which are visible aspects, espoused values which are less visible, and basic assumptions which are invisible. During the coronavirus pandemic, Amazon sales increased and they became the go-to shop as it was impossible to access high street stores. Amazon fought price gouging to ensure their customers were receiving the best possible deals. But it was not just the customers and public Amazon were helping. They also invested $4 billion into PPE and other safety measures for their staff to be safe at work.
Level 1 of Shine's model focuses on artifacts. This is the visible element of an organisation and its culture. Even if not understood, the artifacts that last are typically deeply tied to underlying cultural values. In Amazon's case, we would view artifacts as their A to Z black and orange logo, or perhaps their Amazon Prime employee uniform. Think about it. If you order something from Amazon, you recognise the parcel before you even approach or read its label. The logo is ingrained into consumer minds. Amazon's logo represents a key part of the firm's visual identity. From this slide, we can see how their logo has changed over time and along with it the growth of their employee size. Shine's cultural research points out that one of the biggest traps when analysing a company is to look at these artifacts and make assumptions about their culture rather than evidence-based opinions. In Shine's framing, to look at these artifacts is to avoid looking at the cultural essence of the company.
This level is known as espoused values. Put simply, these are the accumulated beliefs about how work should be done within the given organisation and how situations should be dealt with. An organisation's espoused values can be found in mediums such as their mission statement, corporate training materials, or their stated objectives and policies. Amazon have named some core principles that help achieve their mission statement. These contain hints to their espoused values: customer obsession rather than competitive focus, maintaining a commitment to operational excellence, and focusing on long-term thinking. Furthermore, Amazon's ethical and corporate governance statement could give greater insight of their espoused values. Amazon breaks down their ethical commitments into two segments: environmental and people, stating that we integrate sustainable practices into our everyday operations with a strong care for employees. From this, it is clear that Amazon values strive to push employees to their full potential, but is this to their employees' detriment, or perhaps the detriment of our environment?
Continuing on level 2, referring to what Lucas said about the culture of Amazon at least an experimental point of view. Amazon has a unique structure to organisation and prioritises being very open to invention and ideas. Jeff Bezos likes to explain the environment of Amazon as hospitable to experimentation. Experimentation adds value because it leads to innovation. Bezos prefers to push the day-to-day management to his deputies and instead focus on the long term. He typically gives priority to projects that are considered a big risk to the business, where he feels he is uniquely qualified to get involved.
I'll now discuss Shine's third level of organisational culture, which regards the basic assumptions. A company's basic assumptions are related to 9 core factors, but we will focus on innovativeness, morality and responsibility. Innovation has become so ingrained and well established within the company that one could argue it's Amazon's most significant company value. For example, in the 2007 Kindle launch, Amazon had multiple programming issues and little hardware experience, but managed to develop and adapt to create a successful launch. Critically, this alludes to the risk-taking and failure-allowing internal culture. It could even be argued that individuals within the organisation have intrinsic motivation due to the positive, innovative environment. The next basic assumption of morality is one that has been highly controversial for Amazon due to its harsh leadership style. It's widely accepted that they've let profit-driven and efficiency maximisation goals come at the expense of behaving morally towards employees. Employees struggle to keep up with the intense pace at Amazon and face being fired for failing to meet the exact standards and metrics set by management. However, Amazon seems to be improving in other aspects regarding morality, including equality and diversity across its workforce, which is shown in the data below.
In addition, Amazon continues to focus on pay equality. In 2019, results showed that there was a negligible difference in pay between its employees. However, how true is this assumption? Workers have voiced their opinions on Amazon's inequality. For example, Amazon violated the Chinese law where workers are expected to work past the legal overtime hours and not get satisfactory pay. This proves that Amazon's focus on profit has come at the cost of damaging its moral fiber. Next, responsibility. In 1997, Jeff Bezos shared in his letter to shareholders that it's not easy to work here and sacrifices have to be made. This created a competitive and harsh environment which turned into a toxic culture. Firstly, workers are treated like robots as they are timed to complete their tasks. Employees are also extremely unhappy with the cruel and unsafe working conditions and the lack of workplace benefits. However, Amazon realized the importance of change by raising the minimum wages, which benefited the vast majority of employees. This tackled the criticism of the incentive paying scheme. In conclusion, there are significant misalignments between the espoused values and underlying assumptions in Amazon. Thus, it can be argued that Amazon has a weak culture.